Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, insights for investors. And we'll get a little healthier with Pittsburgh, a year-old startup that's building a community of health-conscious Pittsburghers and connecting them to resources to help them get even healthier. But first, after a year under new ownership, Uncle Charley's Sausage is celebrating with a new look and plans to expand beyond our region. The company has boosted sales by more than 10% and increased its hiring and managed to give everybody raises. To Len Caric, it is just the beginning. He's the CEO of Uncle Charley's Sausage, and welcome. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me, Bill.
Yeah, this is one of those great regional brands built as a family business, and what, you and your partner took it over about a year ago?
That's correct. About a year ago, we took it over from Charley Armitage, the original Uncle Charley, who started the business over 25 years ago, who did an excellent job with a quality product building a brand.
And what did you see? You looked at this company. He was at that stage in his life, I guess, when he wanted to sell the business. What did you see as the opportunity?
The first thing we saw was the strength of the brand. The brand is incredible. I used to talk to people, I still do, and I mention Uncle Charley's, and the first thing they do is have a big smile pops up, and they say, "Oh, Uncle Charley's." You know, it just resonates, particularly in Western Pennsylvania. The second thing we saw was that there was room for the business to grow. The brand had been pulled to other states, to New York, to Ohio, and we saw that by being pulled by customer request, there was an opportunity to continue to build what Charley built here in Western Pennsylvania. Wow. And the third thing was that we had room from a production standpoint. There was, Charley did an excellent job in building a facility that is very automated and had room for production growth without spending more money in capital.
Wow, so all the pieces were there, and in your first year I see you've given it a new look, the new packaging, right?
Yes, we did. One of the things we looked at when we first started with the business is that the labeling and everything had been around for quite some time. And we also thought that the labeling needed to really show the premium brand that Uncle Charley's is. So we worked very hard over the past year. It took C-Leveled, which was our marketing communication group here in Pittsburgh, helped us with the design. And then, of course, going through USDA label approval was the last piece. And just last week, the stores, we had it in the stores for the first time.
And also the FDA has to sign off when you want to make a label change? Or
well, it's the USDA.
The USDA, I'm sorry, USDA, yeah.
Yes, the USDA has a lot of rules around what's on labeling. One of the things that I've learned about our United States food system when we went through the due diligence and now being in the industry for a year is that we really have a safe food system, that there are enough regulations and requirements on food manufacturers that people should feel very comfortable in the safety and that what's stated on the label is really what's in the product.
Well, I know too, as part of this process in this first year, you really had to dig into what's becoming a whole new regulatory environment, right, as it affects food processing?
Yes, there's this Global Food Safety Initiative, GFSI, which is going around the world, and it's designed to make the world's food system safe. So the grocers, the grocery stores and the grocery store chains in the United States are starting to require certification. So one of our goals in the first year was to become Safe Quality Food Certified, SQF certified. So that what that means is that we are doing a certain process. We've written that process down saying this is how we're keeping the product safe, and then we're recording the data that proves that on a daily basis we're doing everything we said to make sure that the product's safe all the way to the grocery store.
Well, so these might have been things you were doing anyway, but now it's got to all be documented and recorded and available. So I imagine for a small business that has to be a big undertaking to be able to qualify for this thing.
Oh, it was a huge undertaking, and we really, I mean, we dedicated one of our senior people to that and said, look, you have to have this done by the end of the year. We had an outside consultant that came in and helped us with the process, but it was a whole shift in the way the business was done. Like you said, Bill, a lot of this stuff was already being done, but now we had to document it. So our delivery truck drivers are now documenting the temperature of the product when we deliver it to a grocery store. It's down to that much detail.
And do you really see, is this, you said it's sweeping the world, so this is something the big customers are just beginning to demand more and more from their suppliers?
Yes, they are. As a matter of fact, most recently Walmart in the trade magazines came out and said that all of their poultry producers must be SQF or BRCs, the other safety certification, within the next 12 months. So the grocery stores are demanding it. A lot of our customers have demanded it. They've sometimes given local companies or regional companies a little bit of a break or an opportunity to get to that certification. But what we wanted to do is get out in front of that. We didn't want vendors coming to, or I'm sorry, customers coming to us saying, hey, we want you to do this, and then start the undertaking. We said, for us to poise the company for growth, let's get ahead, let's take 2014, let's redevelop the packaging, let's get SQF certification, and that allows us to grow in 15.
Pretty amazing. So you talk about looking ahead. So you say the product's already being pulled into other markets.
Yes.
I guess Charley wasn't deliberately trying to market outside the region. Do you see a lot of growth potential for Uncle Charley's sausage?
Oh, we see a lot of growth potential. You know, most recently we gathered some Nielsen data that shows how strong the brand is. And in Western Pennsylvania, we have a 24% market share. We're the leading brand by twice our nearest competitor. Now in Cleveland, we have a 5% share, so we got a little bit of work to do.
Room to grow there.
A lot of room to grow up in Cleveland, and we are starting to get some traction there. We really are. And what's happened, Bill, what we noticed is the regional sausage companies, if you go back years and years ago, my dad was a meat cutter for A&P, you know, back a long time ago. And there were regional sausage companies, and there are still some regional sausage companies. So if you lived in one area of town, you went to a certain place and got your sausage, and people grew up with that. But a lot of those have gone away. And the national brands, of course, have taken over that space. And what we want to do at Uncle Charley's is we want to bring that regional flavor, that regional, local type of fresh, never frozen sausage directly to the grocery stores, but still at the same time, the backbone of the company emulates what the large national chains do, such as safe quality food.
I love it. You're going to be like the craft beer of sausage.
That's exactly what our goal is. We're going to be the craft beer of sausage.
That is so cool. It's terrific. It's a great story. It's wonderful that the brand's going to live on. Len Caric from Uncle Charley's Sausage, congratulations.
Well, thank you, and thanks again for having me here, Bill.
And we'll be back in a minute with a little more of our region's business. Stay with us.